Hi, my name is Kim. I have one child, a miracle child. Her name is Alexis, and she's 13 years old. And I have stage 4 kidney disease. This is the part that actually might get me a little emotional. I was diagnosed with kidney disease back in 2006. I was pregnant. I found out, I don't know, I mean, she's 13 now, so pretty sure I was a few months along. I was pretty sick, so I thought I was having twins because one of my family members had twins. Actually, she had 3 sets of them. I was not having twins. I was just having one baby, Alexis. My doctor thought she called me and said, "You have an abundance of protein in your urine." I had no idea what that meant. Well, that's not what I had. She sent me to a kidney doctor, and the words I'll never forget. He said, "Kim, you were never supposed to be pregnant. You have stage 2 kidney disease." But I carried Alexis safely through the pregnancy. She defeated all the odds. She wasn't supposed to be over 6 pounds. Well, that girlfriend was 8 pounds, 5 ounces. I delivered her 10 days early. My kidneys were ready. I was beyond ready. But just to be able to carry a baby through a chronic illness, I would do it again in a heartbeat because I have a miracle baby. And I was stage 2 then, back in 2006. Now in 2020, I'm stage 4. I am not on dialysis right now. I am just on the list waiting for a kidney. The lowest my GFR got was October 2019. It went down to 15%, and that was a huge shock. I kind of knew that it was happening. I don't know. My body's like, I can tell when things are happening. So I kind of knew something was going on. But then when it went down to 15, it shot right back up, if I remember correctly, to 18%. So not too much of an increase. But again, I'm not on dialysis. I basically walk every day. I try to walk 2 to 4 miles a day just to keep active and keep going. Because if I sit too long, my body starts hurting. So no dialysis. Just basically waiting for the call for a kidney. Since I have been on the list since June of 2019, I have been looking for a living donor, and I've posted pictures of my daughter and I, saying my blood type, which is O positive, explaining that I'm a single parent and that I'd like to live for my daughter. I also have my phone number on the back of my car. Gotten a couple calls off that, not too many. I don't think a lot of people know what share your spare means. I should have put like Kim needs a kidney, and maybe I would have gotten a couple more calls. But I also know that God's in control. So I've also posted a video on Instagram and on Facebook. That way people can see me, they can hear me, looking for a living donor. Oh my gosh, it's probably gotten several hundred shares, which is such a blessing. From what I understand, all this Corona stuff, that they have postponed testing living donors. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, Instagram and Facebook, I've been advocating for a living donor. So we shall see what happens. At the hospital where I'm at here in Kansas City, from what I understand, and I don't know if this is true or not, it actually said the wait list for a kidney here at the hospital I'm at is 5 months. Excuse me. One of my friends is actually with that hospital, and she actually had a transplant pretty quickly. I don't know if that is true. I was on the transplant list, and then I switched hospitals, so I had about 8 months on the list, but I was not active, even though my GFR was under 20. So I switched hospitals, which I'm so glad that I did. They've been such a blessing, and I'm active. And so I went on the list officially active March 4th, 2020. So if there's a 5-month wait, I guess I'll find out. But that kind of shocked me because my friend did get one, and she's with the same hospital I am. She had her transplant in October 2019, and she's doing very well. So that kind of shocked me a little bit. I guess we'll see if there's a 5-month wait for me too. My doctor actually wants me to try to find a living donor. From what I understand, the kidney lasts longer. It takes effect immediately. And so even the surgeon at the hospital where I'm at, he was pretty adamant about me finding a living donor as well. Told him I'm advocating for myself. I'm doing everything that I can. Again, I'm a single parent and my daughter's 13. I want to see her grow up. And I've been so blessed with everything so far. Can't complain. I mean, why would you? There's nothing to complain about. So hopefully I'll find a living donor. And honestly, if not, that's okay too. Several of my friends looked for living donors, and in the long run, theirs was a deceased donor, and they're doing fantastic. So, you know what? If it's God's will, I'll get a living donor. If it's God's will, I'll get a deceased donor. You know what? Just as long as, and I've told my doctor that, just as long as I'm living for my daughter, that's the most important thing to me. My life would change so much with a living kidney donor. I know for sure I probably have more energy than I do now. I take naps a lot, and I've actually done that pretty much my whole life. So I think I've been fighting this a little longer than I thought. But I just would be very blessed to have a living kidney donor. I think about it all the time. So just to get a phone call that, I don't know, like there's so many things that I think about. I think it'd be absolutely beautiful for someone to donate a kidney. God gave us 2 kidneys, but we can live with 1. So, I mean, how beautiful is that? So it would change my whole life. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard because I've never had a kidney transplant. So, my normal right now is, I'm sure nobody else is normal. I'm sure I'd have more energy, because I think I have energy now, but then people are like, oh, you probably really don't. And I'm like, oh, if I think I have energy now, then if I had a living kidney donor, I would have so much more. So that's exciting to hear about. So yeah, I could definitely use more energy than I have now, I guess, for a living kidney donor. It'd be a blessing for sure. I'm making this video just to share about kidney disease, and I mean, it's awful. I try not to be negative about it. I had actually found out a few months ago, was probably actually a little bit longer than that. Someone that I know was going around and saying that I was faking my illness. It has stuck with me so bad. It was so hurtful. And still some days I think about it. The other day I was actually out walking and I started crying because I'm like, how could someone be so hurtful? Because I look okay, because the way I feel's on the inside, this person thought it was okay to go around and say, hey, Kim says her illness is much worse than it really is. No, it's actually worse than you think. And it makes me emotional so much, because why would you do that? It's extremely hard for someone to do that to you. And when I found out about it, I actually fell into a depression for a few days, because it's like, okay, how do you tell people that your disease is actually as bad as you say that it is, that if I don't get a kidney, I could lose my life? It was very hard. So please, don't judge people. If someone says that they're sick, it's an invisible wheelchair is what it is. We all have them, whether it's an illness or something, we all have an invisible wheelchair. So please have compassion. If someone says, hey, I have stage 3 kidney disease, I have stage 4, whatever, just listen. If you don't, I actually was told at work, Kim, because you don't have cancer, you're okay. No, you guys don't understand. Kidney disease can take people's lives. It is taking people's lives. We need kidneys to live. Flat out, we need kidneys to live. So have compassion. Don't go around saying something about someone if you don't know. It is the most hurtful thing I actually have ever been through, and it has stuck with me. It's not going away. So have compassion. Kidney disease is awful. Just be kind. Whether someone has an illness or not, just be kind, and pray for those that have kidney disease. Pray that we get a kidney, and pray for the recovery. And please, again, be kind. If you don't know about an illness that someone has, research it. research it and then ask the person. I have a lot of people say to me, well, I don't want to ask you about it. No, ask me. I'll tell you, because then that way you have the education, because it's coming from someone who has the disease. Please be kind to people that are ill. Please. Thank you for watching my story. Thank you for letting me share it. And it's very near and dear to my heart. You can share this on Facebook. Anybody that's willing to advocate with me, that would be such a blessing. Kidney disease is not fun, guys. Again, I look fine from the outside. It is the inside that does not feel good. So don't judge people. Just be kind. Ask them how they're doing. Most of the time I feel pretty alone. It's just the way that it is. I think people walk away when you say that you're sick, because they're like, oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I'm not contagious. And I'm a good person. I'm a single mom and I need a kidney. So again, you can share this. Feel free. Like, I'm advocating for myself and my daughter. So God bless you all for watching. And again, just please be kind to everybody. This world needs kinder people. Thanks.